Alright, Papa Joe's Garage. This is how you do a Chevy Astro van. There's a couple other videos online for pulling the motor out of one of these things. This is about, to me, is the easiest way. Of course, it's a lot easier when you have a lift like I do, but once you unhook all the wire harness and this and that, unbolt your master cylinder, steering rod, steering shaft, couple of little things here and there. The exhaust you undo back here right before the muffler. There's a flange right down there, and it goes up here. That's where it hooks right there. Of course, they're going to snap off. I heated them up red hot and they still broke off, but we'll just knock them out and put nuts and bolts back in it. But when you do it this way, it makes it a whole lot easier pulling this motor out. Of course, this one needs motor mounts and everything else, so it's a lot easier doing them now. Get them over with. I recommend doing a new, front seal on the transmission while you got it apart, which I already did this one. And I'm gonna, put everything back together, and we're just putting a used motor in it with new gaskets. I'll go ahead and pull the intake off the new motor that's coming, and that's what happened to this one. The intake gasket went bad, filled the block up with water, and he kept running it, and wiped it out. But there's videos online where they show you, doing this engine replacement without pulling the body, without pulling the subframe down. And you can do it, but I mean, watching them, they take a sawzall and cut that core support out, and you can unbolt it. I mean, that's a lot of extra work, unbolting all the fenders off of it, and I think you still would have to cut the inner wheel wells right up here to metal to get that to come out, which you're just going to turn into a nightmare doing that. But if you take a sawzall and cut the whole front of the core support out, then you're still going to be faced with rigging it back in there when you're done. But you got to kind of imagine this is how they do it when they're coming down the assembly line, when they're building these trucks. The only thing that really sucks about doing this whole job is the only thing that you have to disconnect, what sucks is the brake line going to the rear brakes. And it goes to the ABS pump, which is mounted down in the frame over here. And this one I had to undo anyway because the brake line is rusted out in the back, so it needs to be replaced. So here it is right there. Other than that one brake line, the rest of it is just snap, snap, snap. You just move everything out the way, undo your wire harness, heater hoses and shit like that. And 6 bolts holding this subframe up there, and you just lower it down, set the back on jack stands, and unbolt them 6 bolts, man. Just pick the body right up off of this sucker. So you do it a lot faster, I think, doing it this way than trying to pull the motor out through the front, Or there's a video where a guy's got the hood off of one of these and he's pulling the motor up through there. But if you look again, he's got the cylinder heads off of it. He's got the oil pan off of it. Of course you can do that, but you're not going to get that new motor back down in there with everything on it, without, destroying half this shit, bending stuff and breaking this and that and just running into more headache. But I did all this in about, I'd say altogether, maybe 5 hours, 6 hours, something like that, which is, if you did it all the time, I'm sure them guys whip them right out a little bit faster than that. But I think if I can get this motor back in here and have a 2 days, 2.5 days on it, I'm happy with that. And I try to save these people a couple dollars. I don't charge them a crazy amount like some of these other shops do. I work out of my own. I got a little 2-bay shop right here at my house. I just try to help people out. But if you guys ever got to do one of these, this is an 03 Astro van. This is what I recommend. Once you got this subframe down, you can just sit there and walk around. I had me and my brother helping me. He was on one side, I was on the other side. Unbolt exhaust manifolds and stuff and just slide the exhaust back. Stick that new motor in there, just slide that stuff up there, new gaskets, zip, 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 and most of the stuff is like plug and play. Just try and remember what order you took the stuff out in, and try to go back into roughly the same order, you know, so you don't want to put too much stuff on there and then say, ah, shit, I forgot to put this on there. But all right, guys.